The question is whether what you leave behind will still be there 50 years from now, or whether it will be gone before your grandchildren finish college. Most people who think about generational wealth think about it wrong. They think it means leaving a lump sum, a number, something your kids can split and walk away with. And that's exactly how most inherited wealth disappears, quietly, quickly, and completely, within one generation of the person who built it. Here's what actually happens. The average inheritance in America is spent within a year and a half. Not invested, not grown, spent. According to a study by the National Endowment for Financial Education, roughly 70% of wealthy families lose their wealth by the second generation. By the third generation, 90% of it is gone. The money didn't vanish because of bad luck. It vanished because of what was passed down alongside it, or more accurately, what wasn't. You can leave your children $500,000 and they can turn it into nothing. You can also leave them almost nothing and they can build something that lasts 100 years. The difference isn't the amount. The difference is what they know, what they believe about money, and what systems they have in place before the money ever arrives. Generational wealth isn't a transfer, it's a foundation. And foundations don't get built in a single conversation or a single check. They get built over years through habits and decisions and structures that compound quietly while everyone else is focused on the short term. The first thing you need to understand is that money without knowledge is just a countdown timer. When someone inherits wealth without financial literacy, without understanding how to protect it, grow it, or think about it correctly, that wealth has an expiration date. It might last 10 years, it might last 2, but it will end. This is why the families that maintain wealth across generations aren't just passing down assets, they're passing down a way of thinking about assets. The second thing is that the most powerful generational wealth vehicles aren't glamorous. They're boring. Index funds held for decades. Real estate purchased and never sold. Life insurance policies structured correctly. Trusts. Roth IRAs opened for your children the moment they have earned income, even if it's just $500 a year from a summer job. These aren't exciting dinner conversation topics. They're the quiet machinery of lasting wealth, and the families who use them look exactly the same as everyone else from the outside. The third thing, and this is the one most people skip entirely, is the legal structure. A will is not a wealth transfer strategy. A will is a document that gets contested, taxed, delayed, and picked apart by a system that was not designed to help your family keep what you built. A trust, set up correctly while you are alive and healthy, bypasses probate, reduces tax exposure, and puts your exact intentions in charge of your assets long after you're gone. The families that lose wealth across generations often skip this step because they assume it's for people richer than them. It isn't. It's for anyone who has something worth protecting. Now, here's the part that will actually change your family's trajectory. The wealth you build matters less than the conversation you start. The families that maintain generational wealth talk about money openly, deliberately, and early. They bring their children into financial decisions before those children are adults. They explain compound interest not as a concept, but as a lived experience. Here's what this account looked like 10 years ago. Here's what it looks like now. Here's what it will look like when you are 40. That conversation, repeated over years, builds something that no inheritance check can replicate. It builds financial identity, and a person with a strong financial identity will protect, grow, and pass on wealth in a way that a person without one never will. You started this thinking that generational wealth was about leaving a large enough number behind. Now, you know it's about building a system in your own finances, in your children's understanding, and in the legal structures that protect everything you've built, that outlast the number entirely. The wealth your grandchildren will still have isn't the money you left them. It's everything you taught their parents before you did.